It was the height of the Cold War. Tensions between the United States and the Soviet Union simmered beneath a fragile peace, held together by the constant threat of mutually assured destruction. Both superpowers pushed the limits of military technology, vying for supremacy in the seas, skies, and beyond. In the icy depths of the North Atlantic, the Soviet Navy secretly launched a new weapon, the Red Ice, an advanced nuclear submarine outfitted with state-of-the-art stealth technology and a new generation of ballistic missiles capable of reaching any target in the United States within minutes. This weapon was designed not just to strike fear, but to secure the Soviet Union's dominance over the world. However, the Red Ice's true mission was known only to a select few within the Kremlin. It was a doomsday device, intended to be used only if the Cold War turned hot. Unbeknownst to the Soviets, U.S. intelligence had intercepted vague reports about a new submarine project, sparking alarm at the highest levels of the Pentagon. The U.S. Navy was ordered to locate and neutralize the Red Ice before it could become an unstoppable force. Thus, Operation Deep Strike was born, a covert mission combining the Navy's best submariners with the elite pilots of the Air Force. With Lieutenant Commander Jack Turner, a seasoned and highly respected submarine captain, being urgently summoned to the Naval Submarine Base in Groningen. Turner, known for his unflinching calm under pressure, is briefed on the critical situation by Admiral Charles Hayes, the head of the Atlantic submarine fleet. Admiral Hayes reveals the intelligence on the Red Ice and the threat it poses. The Soviet submarine has already left its port in Murmansk and is somewhere in the North Atlantic, heading for an undisclosed location. Its mission remains unclear, but the U.S. cannot afford to take any chances. Turner is to command the USS Leviathan, a top-of-the-line nuclear submarine, on a mission to find and neutralize the Red Ice. Turner is introduced to his mission counterpart from the Air Force, Captain Sarah Lawson. Lawson is the leader of the Black Talons, an elite squadron of F-15E Strike Eagles known for their precision strikes and aerial prowess. The two leaders, both formidable in their own right, immediately clash over their different strategies. Turner prefers a methodical, calculated approach, while Lawson is all about swift, decisive action. Despite their differences, both understand the gravity of the mission and the need to work together. The USS Leviathan sets sail under the cover of darkness, silently slipping beneath the waves of the North Atlantic. The crew, handpicked for their expertise and nerves of steel, know the dangers that lie ahead. As they navigate deeper into hostile waters, the tension is palpable. Sonar operators scan the abyss for any sign of the Red Ice, but the Soviet sub's stealth capabilities make it nearly invisible. Meanwhile, Captain Lawson and her squadron are stationed aboard the USS Independence, an aircraft carrier patrolling the same waters. The Black Talons are on constant alert, ready to launch at a moment's notice. Lawson knows that any slip-up could lead to catastrophic consequences. Her pilots are the best, but even they are aware of the near-impossible task of locating a submerged submarine from the air. As days pass with no contact, the strain begins to show on the crew of the Leviathan. Turner remains stoic, carefully analyzing every blip on the sonar and every piece of intelligence they receive. However, he knows time is running out. The longer the Red Ice remains at large, the closer it gets to its unknown target. Just as the crew begins to fear they might never find the Red Ice, a faint sonar contact is detected. The Leviathan changes course and moves in to investigate. The contact is weak, almost indistinguishable from the natural sounds of the ocean, but Turner is convinced it could be the enemy sub. Turner orders the Leviathan to go to silent running, minimizing noise and preparing for a potential engagement. The submarine glides through the dark waters, closing in on the contact. As they approach, the contact suddenly vanishes, leaving the crew in suspense. Without warning, the Leviathan is rocked by a massive explosion. The crew is thrown into chaos as alarms blare and the submarine takes evasive action. The Red Ice has ambushed them, launching a spread of torpedoes. Turner quickly regains control, ordering countermeasures and maneuvering the Leviathan through a deadly underwater ballet. The first wave of torpedoes is successfully evaded, but the red ice is relentless. Captain Lawson receives the distress call from the Leviathan and immediately scrambles her squadron. The Black Talons take to the skies, racing toward the battle below. Lawson knows that the submarines are engaged in a life-or-death struggle, and she is determined to tip the scales in their favor. As the Leviathan and Red Ice exchange torpedoes in a deadly game of cat and mouse, Lawson's squadron arrives on the scene. Using advanced sonar buoys and depth charges, the Black Talons begin to bombard the area, forcing the Red Ice to break off its attack and dive deeper to avoid detection. The temporary reprieve allows Turner to regroup and assess the situation. The Leviathan has sustained damage, but remains operational. Turner knows that they cannot afford to lose the Red Ice now. They must pursue and destroy it before it can strike again. The Red Ice flees into a network of underwater canyons, using the terrain to its advantage. The Leviathan follows, but Turner is cautious, knowing that one wrong move could be their last. The submarine navigates the treacherous landscape, with sonar operators desperately trying to reacquire their target. Above, Lawson coordinates with Turner, using the Black Talons to cover a wider area and track the Red Ice from the surface. The aerial and underwater teams work in tandem, sharing data and narrowing down the possible locations of the enemy sub. As the chase continues, the Red Ice begins to outmaneuver the Leviathan, slipping deeper into the canyons. Turner realizes they need to force the Red Ice into the open if they are to have any chance of destroying it. He devises a risky plan to lure the enemy sub into a trap. Turner orders the Leviathan to send out false sonar pings, simulating the presence of multiple submarines in the area. The goal is to confuse the Red Ice and make it believe it is surrounded. At the same time, Lawson and her squadron drop additional sonar buoys, creating the illusion of a massive force converging on the enemy sub. The plan works. The Red Ice, thinking it is about to be overwhelmed, breaks cover and makes a desperate run for open water. This is the moment Turner has been waiting for. The Leviathan accelerates to flank speed, chasing the Red Ice into open water. Turner orders all remaining torpedoes armed and ready. The two submarines engage in a final, furious exchange of fire. Torpedoes crisscross the depths, leaving trails of bubbles in their wake as the crews fight for survival. Above, Lawson's squadron dives to sea level, ready to deliver the final blow. As the Red Ice attempts to gain distance, Lawson spots a telltale wake on the surface, evidence that the enemy sub is nearing missile launch depth. Lawson knows that if the Red Ice launches its missile, it could be the end for millions. In a daring move, Lawson orders her squadron to drop their remaining ordnance directly onto the Red Ice's position. Depth charges and anti-submarine missiles slam into the water, creating a series of massive explosions. The Red Ice is caught in the blast, crippled by the sheer force of the attack. Below, Turner sees the opportunity and takes it. He orders the Leviathan to fire its last torpedoes, aiming directly at the enemy sub's missile bay. The torpedoes hit their mark, causing a catastrophic explosion that tears the Red Ice apart from within. The shockwave rocks the Leviathan, but the crew holds firm. The enemy sub is destroyed, and with it, the nuclear threat is eliminated. The Red Ice sinks into the abyss, leaving behind only a trail of debris. The Leviathan surfaces, its crew exhausted but victorious. Turner and his crew are hailed as heroes. The Leviathan begins its journey back to base, but not before Turner takes a moment to reflect on the lives lost during the mission. He knows the war isn't over, but this battle has been won. Captain Lawson and the Black Talons return to the USS Independence, greeted with cheers and applause. Lawson is awarded for her bravery and leadership, but she knows that the true heroes were the men and women who fought below the waves. Turner and Lawson standing together on the carrier deck, looking out over the calm sea. They share a silent moment of mutual respect and understanding, knowing that their combined efforts prevented a global catastrophe. The storm has passed, but the peace remains fragile. The two leaders watch the sun set over the horizon, a symbol of the fleeting nature of peace in a world constantly on the brink of war. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more delightful stories.